Jennabella as always. So we are doing a review. We are actually doing a review this week. I know. So we're going to be talking about The Lost Boys. I don't know why it has taken me so long on this channel to actually get to this movie. I know Jen over at Jen's Reviews from the Grave, I believe she has done a review on this as well. We both really love this movie. As do a lot of us. We do. Now, I'm very open that I'm not, like, the biggest vampire fan or anything. No disrespect to the genre or anything. It's just not quite my thing, but this is one of the few ones that I absolutely adore. I grew up with this movie and everything. Amazing soundtrack to this movie. So, most of us know pretty much what this movie is about. It is, for any of you who have no idea what this movie is about, let you know what it's about. So, we got a couple of kids, Michael and Sam, yeah, I believe so. It's been a while since I've watched this, sorry. But yeah, they're, moving to California with their mom, who recently divorced and everything, has no money or anything, moving in with her grandfather, her father and everything. And, they pretty quickly soon realize that, Santa Clara is like the murder capital of the world, and little they soon realize that it's all because of vampires and stuff. So yeah, dude, like, let's move to a city that is flooded with vampires and a bunch of murders. But no, I mean, this is actually a really good movie. They, of course, are heroines of the movie. Michael, obviously, who is kind of at that age where he's really trying to come into his own, becoming his own individual and everything, finding his own identity. He's kind of rebelling a bit, you know, for obvious reasons too, like a little more than like the norm, since, you know, his parents split up and everything. Found a new crowd to kind of hang with, these sort of like cool kids and everything on bikes and everything. Leader of the pack is none other than Kiefer Sutherland himself, because he has to be like the lead head guy of any gang. I'm just saying. And of course, you know, he kind of starts getting turned into a vampire. Yeah, because he's not listening to his little brother who's all into like horror stuff. Actually, no, he's not, but he soon kind of gets into like horror stuff because of the Frog Brothers. God, the Frog Brothers, man. I love the Frog Brothers, man. Edgar and Allan, love them. So of course they're kind of like, you know, they befriend Corey Haim's character and everything, and, you know, kind of tell him all about the stuff and everything. And of course, in their minds, they think that they are these like Van Helsing types and like they know everything. But I mean, at the end of the day, they are kids. They're kind of full of themselves. But thankfully, you know, that Corey Haim's character kind of befriends them because, you know, because of them, they were able to defeat these vampires and everything. And then we also have Herman. What's his name? Ed Herman? Not Ed Herman. Edward Herman. Okay, so I was right. You know, he's in here, and oh my god, one of my favorite roles of this man. Does a brilliant job. Perfect red herring for this, because we are not expecting for this guy to be kind of like the father figure, main head guy, main henchman for this group of guys. But as you kind of watch the movie, like once you kind of watch the movie a few times, you kind of see certain things of like, okay, that does kind of make sense. Like, perfect example is towards the beginning when Diane Weist's character kind of like gets into the video store that Ed Herman's character is running and everything. They're in there or whatever, kind of like walking around, and he's like, oh, I told you not to be in here or anything. And I think rightfully so, because it makes sense, because think about it, like, you don't want necessarily like these bad kids to interact with things or like mess things up, you know, and give them like a little separation between the two. But it makes sense and everything. And plus too, like, the rules and everything that apply towards vampires, you know, such as like the garlic, the mirrors, and everything. It's like, well, yeah, of course, none of that stuff's gonna work on Herman's character because he was invited in. So, of course, those rules just, you know, kind of dissolve once you're welcome into someone's home and everything. So, and of course, we do see a little bit of Michael and Edward Herman's characters have a little bit of resistance towards each other. Once again, kind of rightfully so, because, you know, he is one that's, you know, Michael's character is kind of in the process of transitioning, and I think Edward Herman's character is a little, like, apprehensive, like, okay, is this really gonna, like, fall through and everything, and, you know, if he doesn't, then, you know, I'm not gonna get his mother and his brother into this, like, little group and everything, and have this little, like, family affair and everything, and he's basically is looking for, like, a mother figure for these, like, boys and everything, and for these kids and everything, and have this, like, vampire cult sort of thing and build an empire, I guess, you know? So, I mean, it kind of makes sense. I mean, it's so well done, and there's so much more, like, layers to this movie than I think what a lot of people would kind of see with their just two eyes. Like, if you only kind of watch this just for, like, kicks and everything, and you're not a huge, huge fan, and watch it religiously, you're not going to necessarily pick up as much about that stuff, you know, with a little different, like, layers like that and everything. But no, it's a terrific little film. It's so good. And I'm sorry, I have to say this. I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this, because I know, you know, I know we've all kind of seen those memes on social media of, like, you know, a picture of, like, the Twilight cast, and a lot of times, like, pictures of, like, the Lost Boys, and say, like, oh yeah, you know, our vampires didn't glitter, they weren't sparkly or anything. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but our Lost Boys technically do glitter, because when they get stabbed and killed, their blood comes pouring out and it's all glittery. I'm sorry, I don't want to bash that, because I'm so, like, I'm one of those people where I'm like, awesome if you like Twilight, but those ain't damn fucking vampires. I'm just saying. God, they're too, like, pretty and sparkly. Jeez. But no, I'm not even trying to, like, make that into a thing or start, like, a war or anything. I'm just saying, because that's one of those things that always kind of, like, gets to me, because I'm like, Lost Boys technically do kind of glitter. Just saying. I'm just saying. I'm surprised no one's really pointed that out. I'm sure people have, but like I said, I don't want to start a thing about that. I just had to point it out. I'm just saying. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of The Lost Boys. What are some of your favorite aspects about the movie itself? Let me know in the comments, you guys. Till next time, as always, stay creepy, classy, and a little bit sassy.